Welcome back to the Traders Network Show, broadcasting worldwide from Greenwich, Connecticut. I'm Matt Bird. We're here at the 2019 Greenwich Economic Forum, and my next guest is Mark Burgess, former CEO of Sovereign Wealth Fund, Future Fund, which has $170 billion under management, and the current chairman of investments for Australian-based HESTA. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Listen, Mark, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. So, Mark, from your vantage point, be our eyes and ears. You've been in the main room. You've been watching the panels. Tell us what your takeaways so far.
You know, it's a fantastic event. The thing that strikes you about it is how informal the discussion is, but also some of the issues. So we're not just dealing with financial issues, we're dealing with issues of where we are as a society, what's going on inside the system, how we can do things better. Really good start, really good start.
You know, and I got to say, for the audience, it's those like-minded people in the audience, so it's a very comfortable environment.
Yeah, it's super comfortable, and I think what's interesting about it is it's got a kind of intimacy despite the fact that it's a reasonable crowd, but there's this sort of debate going on, and I think they've structured it really well.
Coming from a sovereign wealth fund and managing a large pension fund in Australia, why is attending events like this important to you?
You know, it's really important. We've got a global world going on out there, but there's a lot of friction. And we know there's some big challenges, low interest rates, hard to get returns, but we also know that we want to keep a global system that allows us to invest for the right reasons, and these kind of events are good for that, particularly this one.
From the panel, we saw the governor, we saw the mayor, we saw Rubenstein and Dave Case and a whole bunch of others. What are some of your favorite takeaways from the panel specifically?
Yeah, look, what strikes you when you come out here is you're getting out of New York City into Greenwich, which is a great thing because it gives a much more relaxed atmosphere. You know, it just strikes me as interaction between politics, investors, philosophy, philanthropy is talked about a lot. We're getting a lot of kind of feedback both about the macro, the environment we're dealing with, but also the system and can we improve it to make it better for all of us as investors, but also for society.
You know, managing a pension fund, public-private partnerships must be pretty important. Tell me a little bit about how you factor that in, like what's going on here at this event. This is a large public-private partnership initiative. Tell us how that impacts you.
You know, public-private is really critical because we've got some issues around the world in infrastructure in some of these key areas. And the only real way to resolve that is to have the public and the private working together. But look, we're also all contingent on policy. We need a good interaction between the system. I'm obviously from offshore in places like Asia where we've got dramatic shortages of things like infrastructure. We need the system to be better at all times because we want to commit long-term capital, and it applies here for this event and also here in the US. So far, the event's really got a great sense for that kind of interaction.
You know, I don't want to take up much more of your time. I know we are breaking for lunch here in a few minutes. So a last question, what can we see? So tell us a little about where HESTA's going and some of the strategies you're doing there.
You know, I think what's interesting about pension plans in Australia, but HESTA in particular, is that we're focused on investing not just for returns, but are we doing it the right way? The HESTA fund just happens to have been a leader in ESG, a leader in environment, a leader in governance, and we're now beginning to see some great traction there. So we're able to get commercial returns, we're able to be profitable, but we're able to do it the right way. And I think that's being repeated around the world, but at HESTA it's a particular focus.
Well, listen, I think it's well said. You know what? And I want you to do me a favor. Say hi to my buddy Greg Metcalf when you get back to if you bump into him. He's out there doing the best he can on the P3 side, and he's been a great advocate for Australia and the global economy. You
know, Greg's a great guy. The one thing we perhaps don't celebrate enough in Australia is giving back for service. Greg did that in the public sector. Great regulator, did some great work, and that's really important.
We'll tell him I said hi. Listen, Mark Burgess, Chairman of Investments for HESTA. We're going to be right back at these messages, but before, a special thanks to our affiliate partners, ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS. Don't go away. You're not going to want to miss our next guests. Thanks a lot.
The 2019 Greenwich Economic Forum is brought to you by Bridgewater Associates. Meaningful work, meaningful relationships. Churchill Asset Management, Nuveen, a leading provider of senior and unitranche debt to middle market companies. Ropes & Gray, bright past, brilliant future. Aurora Capital, inspiring partnerships. And Gramercy Funds Management, we are emerging markets. Special considerations to Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. Noah Private Wealth Management, a leading wealth and asset management service provider in China. Guotai Jinan Futures, a leading brokerage firm for commodity futures and financial futures in China. China Industrial Securities, a comprehensive financial group providing full-spectrum financial services in Hong Kong. And Titan Advisors, built like a hedge fund. Special thanks to the Financial Times and Greenwich Business Institute for hosting us. Special thank you to 1-800 Public Relations for all your PR and media support. And thank you to all the sponsors who helped make this event possible. We'll be right back after these messages